All right, what's going on, guys? So we're here at the Mesa Flip, and I'm gonna be showing you a tour of the finished product. I hope that you guys enjoy. Alrighty, so one of the things that you guys can notice right away is there's like this very dark wall finish originally on the paint. Nick decided to go with a much lighter approach, of course, to kind of make it look a little bit bigger and of course a little bit more modern. If I'm not mistaken, it's called laminate vinyl plank. And that's what we set up for the entire house, except for the rooms, of course, because we went with carpet there. And then with the crown molding, of course, just repainted it. Moving on over to the kitchen area, new light fixtures. And this is where a majority of the money was spent. So they're still sitting up right on over here. But the cabinets are the same exact cabinets. They were just repainted and retouched. We went with a new top, so we got a really good deal on that. And then when it comes down to the backsplash, that was something that Nick ended up choosing. And I think the overall finish, you guys can let me know in the comment section on how you think it turned out. Upgrade the sinks, and they already came with stainless steel appliances. So we're making sure that we're leaving this for the next owner. So let's go ahead and go on to the rooms very quickly. There's not much to them, but if you guys remember from the previous video, when we originally purchased the house, they just had a very weird type of color. You know, every single room was much different. The carpet was a little bit used. We went with new carpet, again, the same type of paint across all rooms. So this is one of the rooms. This is one of the other bedrooms that we have right on over here. All right, and then this is the master. So the master was a light blue finish, and then moving on over to the master bathroom, we ended up going with the same countertops, just made sure that we cleaned the sink, and then we ended up replacing the toilets on both of the bathrooms just to make sure that they're all looking good. I want to show you guys now the backyard. If you guys remember, there's just a really big mess. So we had the landscapers come out here, and we're gonna have them come out here one more time just to make sure that we have it looking good when it comes down to walkthroughs. But here it is. It's a much cleaner look altogether. Of course, just try to ignore the taller grass. We just wanted it to grow as tall as possible to give it a much more clean-cut look when people are actually walking through the house. But if you look on over, we just made sure that we cleaned up all the edges, and I think the landscapers did an absolute amazing job. There's a big cactus here. I personally thought it would be cool to keep the cactus, but Nick wanted the cleaner look and removed all the little different fountain fixtures that went on over there. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to the backyard. I think it's actually a pretty decent size. It just looks now just a lot greener and a lot more alive since everything was pretty much dead when we originally bought the house. All right, so now that we did a walkthrough, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Nick Palladino. He actually has his real estate license now here in Arizona. If you guys have not followed him on Instagram, that's gonna be that first link down below. But I actually want Nick to break down everything that has gone into the house, with how much we bought it for, how much has actually gone into the repairs, and what we plan to sell it for, and there's a little surprise for you at the end. So
all right, so we purchased this property about 35 days ago, so a very quick turnaround, for $212,500. Closing costs were actually super cheap because we had an open hold policy on it because we're flipping it. So we ended up all in on this property about $213,000. We had to bring to closing, and then we put in $13,900 in terms of renovation, so just under $14,000. Now we're not quite closed with this property, so the insurance, the water bill, the electric bill is all still being tacked onto that. So my guess is all in with renovation costs is going to be about $15,000. That puts us at about $228,000 of our own money into this property. The projected list price, or what we wanted to list this property for about a month and a half ago when we first got under contract, was $260,000. This was very safe and conservative. Basically my thought process going into that was just to kind of match what the current market is doing. But about halfway through the renovation process, and actually the tipping point was the backsplash, where Ricky and I were back and forth. He's just like, let's just spend a little bit more money on some things and let's really push the market. So we ended up going about $2,500 over our budget. We originally planned for $12,500, and like I said, we're at $15,000. But we're now gonna list the property for $270,000, which is $10,000 over what we originally wanted to do. So that little $2,500 of extra expenses gave us about a $10,000 potential profit. So As of yesterday, I actually put my sign out front, my rider, where it has my phone number and obviously my brokerage. And we actually had someone walk by yesterday, call their agent up, and they wanted to tour the place before we even listed the property, before we even took pictures. And that's exactly what they did about 30 minutes ago. So they walked through the entire property. It's a really nice family. Their neighbor lives down the street, and they ended up putting an offer on the property for $275,000 before it was even listed. So we're about $15,000 over what we wanted, and I mean, if this offer goes through, it'd be really exciting. We get a nice family in here, and obviously it'll be good for us too. It was a very quick turnaround and a fun project overall. So
definitely one of the things that Nic has done so amazing, especially during this flip, is one of the conversations the guys and I had is that Nic was just so dedicated in making sure like anything that maybe might have looked off, especially for a potential buyer, he just made sure that he showed up here every single day and got it done, especially when all the contractors were out here. So if you take that into consideration, where we originally bought the house 35 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, we set the expectation that we see this to be about a month to a month and a half project. And I have to say, when it comes down to the timeline and everything it is that you have going on, where we were closing on the HQ and stuff like that, we're very happy with the turnout, and so thankful for Nic putting his sign out there, which opened the opportunity of getting the property sold before it's even listed. So we'll keep you guys up to date when it comes down to that offer and what we end up doing with it. But without further ado, you guys let me know in the comment section if you guys would like us to make a follow-up video to talk a little bit more about the details, exactly, what cost the most during this renovation. This wasn't anything crazy. We didn't, break down any walls. It was more of like touch-up, just to give it a little bit more of a modern look to it. And it definitely seems like it paid off. So we really do appreciate you guys' time. Again, don't forget, if you guys want to see our future videos, make sure that you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you comment down below any beginner questions you might have about how to get started, not only investing in real estate, but maybe even buying your own house. Because again, we have a licensed real estate agent that can assist you along the way, and if you want to connect with him, that's going to be that first link down below. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that you learned something new. If you did, I really hope that you guys can consider dropping a thumbs up, and until then, we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, team.